think you've got cruising down to a science? Think again. Whether it's your very first time stepping onto a ship or your 20th sailing, travelers are still making major, costly mistakes every single day. Today, I'm breaking down the 5 huge cruise mistakes I see first-time and veteran cruisers still making. And I'm also going to give you the exact step-by-step fixes so you don't ruin your next vacation or waste hundreds of dollars. Welcome back to the show, everyone. I'm Cynthia, your host. Okay, let's get into these mistakes, like I promised you from the beginning, because these are mistakes that I'm seeing not just first-time cruisers make, but seasoned veteran cruisers as well. So we're going to dive right in. But do me a favor. I want you to keep note of these mistakes. And at the end of the video, drop down in the comments below which one of these mistakes that you find yourself still making, if any. Okay, we're going to begin with number 1. Mistake number 1, booking flights that arrive the morning of embarkation day or failing to plan port transportation. Listen, flight delays, lost luggage, and tight traffic windows can cause thousands of missed cruises annually. Veteran cruisers often fall for this by thinking that they can catch an early morning flight. The flight will arrive sometime around like 10 a.m. and since the cruise ship doesn't depart until 3 or 4 p.m., they have plenty of time. Don't do it. Overestimating short layovers or not accounting for any type of flight delays or assuming port transfers are going to be completely seamless can be the very reason why a well-planned early morning cruise out the day of will have you completely missing the ship. So here is the fix. Always, and I mean always, fly in at least 1 day early and book a hotel near the airport or the port with pre-arranged transfers. Treat embarkation day like a full vacation day, not a travel stress day. And for an additional pro tip on your embarkation day, your bag, your essentials, what you'll need to pack for your cruise, and exactly how to pack, definitely check out this video as well. I'll catch you over there. I give you the full layout and description on what you need to have in your checked bag, as well as what you're going to need to have in your embarkation day bag, which are 2 different things. I break down exactly how to pack to keep your formal wear nice and wrinkle-free, and also how to get the most out of having just 1 suitcase. Mistake number 2, waiting until sail day to purchase Wi-Fi packages, drink packages, specialty dining, or shore excursions. Most cruise lines will go out of their way to continually send you updates and opportunities to do things before you board the ship. They want you to purchase packages ahead of time. They're talking about discounted packages for Wi-Fi, discounted packages for specialty dining, excursions, and spa treatments before the cruise, as well as possibly an opportunity to do an upgrade. Cruise lines then charge a peak price once you are on board. Another reason to take care of this before the cruise, popular specialty restaurants and high-demand excursions sometimes sell out weeks or even months before the ship leaves port. The fix? Have your trusted travel advisor book those add-ons before you ever get on the ship. Let's say you didn't book the add-on when you initially booked your cruise, but anytime, especially anytime 2 weeks before you get on the ship, you can still contact your travel advisor and have them book those for you. Make sure to download your cruise ship app right away after you book your cruise if there is an app available. That way, you can grab those add-ons yourself before you step on the ship to lock in early bird discounts, which sometimes are up to 10 to 30% off if you book it before you arrive. Check pre-cruise sales during major holidays as well, and promotional periods. Now, before we get to mistake number 3, which is a huge money pit, I want to hear from you. What's one cruise mistake you made, like on a past trip, that you swore you'd never do again? Drop it in the comments below. And if you're loving these tips, and I hope that you are, hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications, like the video, and also hype the video. Those are all free ways that you can easily support the channel. And make sure that you never miss an insider travel strategy right here on Right Recipe for Travel. Now, if you would like to help our channel even further, which we would absolutely love, give us a super chat. Of course, check out our Patreon or become a member of the channel. And we also have merchandise available and a complete Amazon store for your cruise shopping. Just take a look at our link store below. All right, mistake number 3. This is kind of a bundle package, but I've bundled them all together under just one mistake because they all just relate to one another. The mistake is overscheduling port days, failing to account for ship time versus local time, and miscalculating independent transportation back to the pier. First, let's talk about overscheduling yourself in the ports. Listen, it happens to the best of us. You're finally going to a location that you have always wanted to visit and you've never been to before. Cruisers naturally want to get as much out of the day as possible because there's just this limited time that you're going to be in port. Cramming too many activities, as well as underestimating the heat or the cold that day, could make this feel like work with a set schedule. And who wants to feel like work on a vacation? Secondly, the ship will leave you if you are late and on an independent tour. Returning late to the pier creates the dreaded pier runner. Now, this can be very entertaining for the people aboard the ship to watch, but not so much for those running and waving goodbye to the ship. And lastly, for this one, make sure that you are completely aware of what time it is on the ship compared to what time it is at the port location. Many times, those are actually 2 different times. And just to let you know, if you haven't already, the time when you need to be back on board is always going to be ship time. The fix: make it a point to return to the ship at least an hour to an hour and a half early before that all aboard time. This way, there is no last minute anxiety or stress about making sure you get aboard the ship. And that also gives you the time that you need to plan and space out all of your activities to fit in. Don't try to cram it all in one day. Hey, you can just book another cruise and come back again. Always verify the ship time as well. Mistake number 4, removing auto gratuities out of frustration or failing to monitor the onboard spending folio until the morning of. It's important that you check your cruise folio amount as you go throughout your cruise. You can make sure, if you're checking it daily, that there are no charges that you maybe don't understand, or that there are no charges that you actually didn't make, because mistakes can happen. And if you have onboard credits, many times these onboard credits have a use it or lose it kind of rule. Waiting until the final night leads to 2 a.m. lines at guest services to resolve any type of billing errors. And we don't want that. The fix: check your account balance daily via the cruise ship app. You can choose to prepay daily gratuities whenever possible so that your budget is locked in before you sail. Or you can choose to remove those gratuities and pay as you go throughout the cruise to the hardworking staff. I know, I know this seems very controversial. That's why I created an entire video about cruise gratuities. Check it out right here after the video so you can best decide how to handle cruise gratuities from the very beginning. Mistake number 5. Choosing a cruise strictly based on price without matching the ship size, the dining, the style, or cabin location to your travel need. Booking a mega ship when you really want a quiet getaway, or choosing a tiny interior cabin at the far bow when you are prone to motion sickness can really be a total disaster. Price is not the only thing to consider when you are booking your cruise. The fix? I highly recommend using the free services of a professional travel advisor who can help you to determine the very vibe of the ship that you're booking, because they all have a different one. Also, which type of cabin is going to be best for your style, and what part of the ship will work best for you and your family, and how to avoid bad cabin placements, like under the galley or under the nightclub. Avoiding these 5 mistakes can save you hundreds of dollars and eliminate unnecessary stress that can turn a good cruise into an incredible vacation. So if you want help planning your next cruise stress-free with expert booking guidance, click the link in my description to get in touch with me directly. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you at the next adventure.